Okay, and we're here with Clip Studio Paint, and it's just gonna be a draw with me. And I was thinking about it, and I posted art and all that on several places. You'll find me on Instagram, Threads, Pixiv, Blue Sky, Kara, and I even have my old DeviantArt still up because it has my really old stuff. And that's the only proof I have that I've gotten better. And, as I've said, um, AI has some practical uses, things it can't do, like trying to use it to find cancer before, it becomes an issue, stuff like that. But for creatives, um, I don't think people should stop creating. I don't care if you learn something new or you have a relative that or something that has taught you something that's old school or something. I get recommended those channels sometimes. Share it. It doesn't matter if it actually looks bad or if you're just being too hard on yourself. Just share it and show what you can do no matter what. So even though I'm not the best, I know that I've gotten better because I can just picture DeviantArt in my head, and hopefully you can see and hear everything well. It looks like it is. Anyways, I was just re-downloading all my stuff from my iPad, so I'm not doing anything right now because I have to check and see what pen I want to use because I have a lot of them. I don't even know how to use all the pens that I got, but I was downloading a few of them and I noticed that some of them were deleted because they were only supposed to be free for a short time, so I can't download them again. If I want to use them, I have to use them on my iPad because that's where they are. So I just downloaded them so I know I have them. Uh, and I'm not really doing a big picture or anything. I'm just doodling. And I usually say a lot of my stuff is doodling because I've seen some stuff that I've done and I didn't think it looked all that bad. Uh, but it took time to do them. And I usually say my doodles don't have much thought. It's just that's what came up front. I do like that one. Uh, 17. Okay, that was good. I was just using my mouse there, but I have my tablet attached. And oh, I forgot to put on my freaking glove. It's just sitting there off to the side like a forgotten piece of bread that went moldy because no one wanted to eat it. I had to cycle through appropriate things to say. So, hopefully you can hear me. Otherwise, well, I guess I could just cut out the part where I was just sitting here talking. So, I don't even know what I want to draw. We're just gonna. Actually, where are my layers? I usually use this on my iPad, so I don't know where everything is. Oh, duh, they're right here. I'm just not looking. So, let's add a couple. And then for this layer, or I guess for this layer, we're just gonna grab something that's a little bit more pleasant. That white's a little aggressive for me. Okay, and then change it back to black. And, but yeah, so water pencil. Now we're just gonna move the mouse over there. And here we go. What do I feel like doing? I don't know. Oh, that one might be too. There we go. I got it. I will figure it out, okay? I'm not even sure really what to do with these because I don't always watch the draw with me's, but every once in a while I'll put them in and you know do as they say. But usually I'll just grab one of my sketchbooks and go there. I guess I feel like drawing a cyclops. I draw a lot of them. I'm not sure why. I Maybe I'll figure out how to link my accounts, but some of them are a bit difficult with linking or whatever. I don't even know if anybody would want to see my old stuff, especially because some of that was on old computers and I thought it was backed up, but it wasn't. So I don't really have those old files anymore, and it's just going to be old accounts, as long as they exist that show, what I have learned over this time. Honestly, I don't really have too much to say. But, it's not like how it was when YouTube was newer. I feel like I'm aging myself, but it used to be that you could kind of just do whatever and, say it's like, well, obviously I'm not making money from this. And that was enough. But now it's kind of difficult because even if you get something that is royalty free, you can still get copyright strikes. And sometimes you can get I mentioned it before. You can get just a ID tag, and it'll let you know it's like, well, it's copyrighted, but the creator has decided, you can use it on YouTube, and that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't affect your account or anything. But if anything changes, it's better to just talk. So if you're ever sitting there watching somebody and they're just ramble, 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 they probably just couldn't find any music that they were allowed to use. I guess since I'm just sketching, I could just put it all in one layer, but I don't want to. But you watch. At some point, I am going to put something on the wrong layer, and I won't be able to undo it. I didn't think I wanted a braid, but I guess I am gonna do a braid. Look, I'll figure it out, and you know, you guys let me know if you even want to see me do stuff like this, because it's fun if you're gonna create stuff and you have it all over the place. Because it's like there's some things in AI that I don't agree with, but we know unfortunately they're kind of unavoidable. So the best we can do sometimes is going to be, well, you know what? This is all the places that you can find me. This is how I made it, and just make sure your name is where it needs to be, because we don't all do this because we're hoping we're going to be famous or some nonsense. Sometimes it's just you had a good time creating it and you wanted to share that with people, and it can be kind of sad when your excitement is dulled because of that. But doing what we have to do. I don't even know what I'm doing with her hair, but that's kind of how me and sketching goes. I just do whatever comes to mind, whatever looks right. It's fine and dandy. Uh, and then move on to the next piece. Although thinking back to some of my old stuff, it's probably a good thing I lost it. And in fact, some of the newer stuff that I've shown, not all my art socials are as up to date. DeviantArt has a little bit of update because I I was still kind of using it for a while, so it's got some stuff on it that's kind of new. But most of my stuff is on Instagram, and I know there'll be a point where we lose this stuff, and there's some things that you can do, back it up or whatever, but it's kind of just how it goes. So don't stress. Just use whatever you can. Back it up, love it as much as you can, reference it whenever you feel like. Sometimes if you scroll through art and you see people and they're like, oh, I made this so many years ago and blah, blah, blah. It's like, just don't let your stuff die. And that's what you got. So, I don't know. I was considering logging on to my DeviantArt to show you because I should, but I don't know if I recently followed anybody, like not recently as in time, but if my most recent follows have drawn anything questionable on there, because I do not make content for kids, but obviously we don't want to accidentally flash anything, so I'll look at my account and see. And then maybe if you guys want to see more, um, I can show you then. See, I'm not even sure about this pose, but it doesn't matter. Okay, the point is that we just want it to look like something. I didn't even look at the time before I started doing this, but I don't care. We'll just go for however long we go. Well, I guess I can look at the thing. Eh. Ah, lost my cursor. Like, I'm not sure what I was doing there, but whatever. Sketch, sketch, sketch. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to get my preferred pins and whatnot up, though. Because, like, I guess I could figure out how to do things with other pins, but I don't wanna. I just don't. Okay, so let's. Yes, I did that on purpose. Just a little hair there. Make it stand out a little bit more. And you could probably tell I seriously don't know what I'm doing. But, you know, if you get curious and you want to look around, I do figure out some things, when I'm drawing. Not many, but some. And that's okay. That's my thing. Just do it a little bit. Give her a little beauty mark. Um, this is a this is a hat. That probably wasn't clear that it's a hat, but it is. Is it clear it's a hat now? Probably not, but we're gonna pretend. Okay, let's draw. I don't know, Chibi. I also I've posted some of my pictures, so or some of my how to draw, or I don't know what I want to use, but I've posted some stuff. So I use Procreate on my iPad, but on the computer I have obviously this and Krita, and I've used some other programs, but it's one of those ones where it's locked behind the activation code, and I can't find it. So I can't really use anything else. And then of course I've used ones that I don't use anymore, Like on DeviantArt, I have a whole bunch of pictures where it's technically digital art, but what I did was I would draw, in a sketchbook, and then I would take a picture with my phone and I would trace it in GIMP. Gosh, oh, the callbacks. And then, I would delete the layer that has the picture on it and go from there. And God, some of those drawings, they're so awful, but it's what I could do. I don't know what she's. Oh, I know. She's a magical girl. We don't know why. She just is. And she's also an adult. She got tired of the corporate world and was like, no, I'm going to transform into something less than whatever I am now, but better. I don't know. Look, I didn't promise to write the story. I mean, I do like to write, but I feel like most of my writing is questionable. So, sparkle, sparkle, gleam, gleam, shine, woo, spinnies. Those are bubbles. Oops. Doodle, doodle. I don't even know why I wanted to do this. I have a couple days off. Uh, sometimes it's just like that. You get however many hours you get, and then, you end up with your days off. And I just really wanted to do something else. Now, if this is your first video with me and you made it this far, hey, you have got a strong stomach because I am an awkward bean. I know it and I accept it. But, I do video games and all that stuff, and I like to do that. I also like to post random stuff on Insta. I, I don't care. Whatever comes to mind, it's just fun. I don't share really my personal information that much. If I have something to share, it's something fun for everybody, I would hope. So I will be doing more of that and I'll have more time for gaming and everything. It's just, it would not get out of my head. I had a short shift today. I wanted to draw and I wanted to show people that sometimes I know how to draw. Because they should know, but they don't, except for ones that do. But we don't talk about that. See, now I'm rambling. Like I'm just trying to add something here. Uh, and then, of course, I guess it's irrelevant if this didn't record properly. I mean, we saw on the thing that it was recording, but sometimes that lies to me. Okay, we don't want to spend too much time on the little ones. Okay, how about a dude? Should be a male cyclops, probably. I know what you're thinking. Why is he shoved in a corner? It's like, I don't know, okay? I also don't care. I'm just scribbling on my thing. I'm using a graphic tablet that does not have a screen, which, is fine. You don't have to have a display tablet, and you can make art perfectly fine without it. Although I would love to have one. It's just, they're still quite expensive. Let's open his mouth a little. A lot of times I will give my Cyclops the tusks instead, but I imagine he's a half breed. Do 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 do. And all the shinies because I feel like it. I'm gonna click my eraser here. We need this shorter, actually. And what was it? See, I downloaded these, and if you're not familiar with Clip Studio, you click this button here. It says Add Subtool, and it's going to show you all the brushes that you downloaded. And you just kind of click through and install them. Usually it'll tell you what brush type it is, but since I had so many, all I did was pick and choose where to put them. Oh, good heavens. Oh, I lost my cursor there for a minute. There it is. Okay. I'd probably look at Krita again though, because I think I already said I don't know, whatever. It used to be my main program because you can buy it, or the devs, they give it out for free also. You gotta make sure you download it from the right section, but it has animation in it, and I would like to practice that. So I can't really animate. I'm not good at redrawing the things. It's one of those things that I want to work on. So, maybe if you guys want to see some super, super amateur animation, um, I could also do that. Or, maybe I'll do it and test it. I don't know why I did this, but, Cyclops Chad. And he should have some dramatic swoopy. Yes, I realize it's on the same layer, but that's okay because that's how Chad Cyclops operates. uh, you know, he even have a little that'll blow in the wind. He's like, "I'm your fantasy, aren't I? It's okay. I've got you." The cringe. That's okay. Sometimes that's part of it. Part of the creating process is to absolutely hate what you're doing and yeah, go from there. But aside from downloading brushes that I am familiar with, I also got some new ones. A lot of the times I get the free ones because they usually have a ton of them, and it's good if you can afford to buy the special ones because the people can make their own brushes, and that might be helping somebody out if you bought their materials. But a lot of people will make the free brushes, and usually they're pretty good, or like I said, they'll be free for a limited time. But at the moment, until I get paid later, we're not worried about that. We're just using whatever we have available, which is this. But I love it. I mean, like it's nice. He is the Giga Chad, and he's got his eye on you. Let's make it even more sparkly. Sparkle, sparkle. More sparkles. And let's give him eyelashes. Ah, that's awful. It's awful. I hate it. I don't know why I created this. Mm, okay. Let's pop down here. Let's go from the waist. My first thought was fan fiction. Or fan fiction? Good heavens. Fan art. Because you draw from the waist like this, and it makes me think of Dexter's mom. And if you don't know who Dexter's mom is, then this video was not made for you. Go play outside. And for everybody else that's still here, it doesn't matter like what age you are. We gotta call out that stuff because you don't want anybody being like, oh, well, you did this and you showed what you weren't supposed to, and it's like, well, actually I didn't. Although it probably would help if your mini Ling was playing outside instead of on the computer, but whatever. Do I want another Cyclops? No, I think I just want somebody with one eye. We're not digging deep here, okay? We're just sketching. Sketching good. Doodle doodle. Yeah, that's way too low cut, actually, now that I think about it. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I am avoiding adding details here. What do you know? Maybe she's cold. She took her man's jacket, and it just happens to cover up everything that's imperfect. Not that she's perfect, but her man would say she's perfect, and that's all that matters. She's one of those. What does that even mean? I don't know. Oh yeah, one of those that steals her man's everything. It's like, but it looks better than on me, but it doesn't fit you. It doesn't matter if it fits me or not. What matters is if it looks better on me. Okay. And I seriously don't know what I'm doing. But that's okay because this is what I got. Because I noticed with Minecraft and The Sims 4 specifically, it'll stop recording suddenly. So, if it wants to be difficult, and then other games it doesn't have any issues and I can just keep recording. So, since this is the first time I'm recording Clip Studio, let's just keep moving along. Uh, okay, maybe a guide chibi. Uh, uh, and he's dark and mysterious, and he's probably possessed. But, it's okay because possessed people need love too, right? Yeah, we're equal opportunity lovers. Now the question is this right here a nose or a mouth? I have no idea. Oh well. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And I'm not always going to sketch. Sometimes I will actually have a plan and I will at least do it in parts. He's a serious chibi. Um, Now, see, I'm just sketching and hoping for the best. Usually, I'm gonna do like a Google image search or I'll look at Pinterest. See, because the way I use a reference photo, it would be more literal. So, like, if I had used a reference photo for her arm, then that's all I'm looking at. I, I'm not using anything else. But if I want to test and see if I'm getting better at drawing something, then I would try to get, as close as I possibly can. And then state it's like, well, I did a random image search and this is the picture that I was practicing with. And then, I do stuff like this where it's like, caution to the wind, who cares? Like, is that even what a suit is supposed to look like? I don't know. He's an old fashioned chibi with more hair than anything else. And blushies. Always blushies. Um, I don't know. The spot looks so empty. Just some unnecessary spirit of evil or something, I guess. Um, oh, I guess technically I'm also on coffee, but you know, that's not quite what it's for. The point is, you see my stuff a lot of places. She's somebody that asks for directions, and then when you tell her, she kills you. uh, that's not funny, but it is though, and that's her tale. Yeah, I just wanted an excuse to draw something in that corner. And how about just an eye? I I don't know. This is all testing, and even if it does work out just fine, this is just how I am, and I just make a sketch page for wherever I feel like making a sketch page for. Uh, uh, I don't know how long I've been recording, and it's kind of bugging me because I don't know where the video is gonna stop. But I'll probably post this on some places. Since I'm on the computer, I don't have it all my things. Uh, I don't have all my socials just saved. Okay, dark and haunted. Sure. Giga Chat's not amused, but we don't care. Mm, let's see. What else? I don't know. I lost my freaking mouse. There it is. And I lost it again. Okay, well, I think that's all I have time for right now because I really got to go test this footage. But like and subscribe if you feel so moved, and I will see you in the next one where hopefully it'll be a little less I don't understand and more of okay, let's do this. I'm going to be thinking about that Cyclops a long time.